Welcome back to TurnipBomb.
We got another new character. It is Baby Rosalina.
Oh,
fuck! We had to wait for that. Like,
that's a thing.
Why does it look like they're wearing ball gags?
I never thought of that.
That's disturbing. Well, like, especially her, because it looks like there's straps underneath.
I love Rosalina.
I do love Rosalina.
I like her a lot. She's cool looking. She's like beautiful, and
yeah.
she has like such a neat, like a simple design change from Peach, like the smooth hair and stuff, and it immediately makes her like edgy and cool.
Yeah, I'm going back to Luigi.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, Waddle Wing. That's stupid.
I don't want this trash. Give me this cool shit.
Egg cup.
Egg cup.
Let's do it.
No. Oh, I'm spent.
Yeah, that last episode.
Yeah. It was emotionally draining.
It was like, fuck. I just feel like
I get very passionate talking about Batman.
I was impassioned by you talking
and
about
movies.
Batman.
It's kind of my life.
Oh fuck! I forgot to charge.
I'm gonna fucking destroy David because he's a giant pussy.
I'd like to point out
that is my brand new song. It's gonna be the theme song of TurnipBomb now.
But I've won like every Grand Prix so far.
Yeah, you're a Grand Prix. Emphasis on the pre.
I'm gonna fucking pre.
You're gonna pre with other dudes.
That's still a Game Grumps thing. I haven't seen Game Grumps in a while.
Yeah, it is. And actually, if you want to get really technical, it's kind of a super mega thing. So
oh yeah, they have their whole thing.
Get wrecked. Oh fuck! Oh, this is like an old level.
Yeah, this is a GameCube.
I was like, why do I know the turns? It's like the muscle memory.
Oh god, red shell. Okay, didn't hit me. Fuck, I did get stuck on the grass.
Grass in your ass.
Your ass is grass, and I'm gonna mow it.
Is that a saying?
Yeah. Well, not really. It's from Bob's Burgers.
Oh.
Which is a great show if you haven't seen it.
I've literally never seen a fucking frame of that show.
You should check it out. It's really awesome. So, have you seen Archer?
I don't like Archer.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Fucking Archer's awesome, though.
Although I haven't given it a fair try, I will honestly say. I've only seen the first episode and I didn't care for it.
I don't remember the first episode, but I do remember liking Archer because it's one of those things where it's like, it's an adult cartoon that's not in the same vein as like Family Guy adult cartoon bullshit.
Thank God.
It's like, it's not sophisticated, I'd say. Like, it's
I don't need it
like,
to be sophisticated.
No,
but like
just adult themes.
Yeah,
which it
like,
has tons
like
of.
The Simpsons is blue collar, and it's funny as fuck. But like, I don't know, just something about it didn't blow my skirt up. But oh, I fucked that guy up! That was awesome.
But the guy who does the voice of Archer is in Bob's Burgers. He's the main character, Bob.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it's like, Bob's Burgers is more like an adult cartoon in the vein of Family Guy, but way fucking better. Because everyone's not just fucking retarded like in Family Guy.
Well, in Family Guy, it's just pop culture references and stuff, which is fine.
Bob's Burgers isn't, which is good.
I just prefer story.
Yeah, Bob's Burger has more story than any references. Like, there's not really.
How on earth did I just pull this?
Fuck off.
Like, truly, what is the probability on that shit?
Probably really low. I could do the math.
I guess anyone could.
I've done the math for Overwatch.
Why? Is there probability in that?
There's a game called Mystery Heroes where it randomly in quotations selects what hero you're going to be after you die, and I've done the math to what the probability of you getting an individual character, because it should be, if they did it, because there's 24 people, 24 divided by 100.
Holy fuck! There's 24 characters.
Yeah. So 24% chance of getting just one of those characters. And then you just like break it down into like how many times you get them in a row and shit like that. And I did the math, and it doesn't add up with what actually happens. Because like you can get the same character like multiple times in a row, but I did the probability of that, and the probability of that actually happening is like less than 10%. But it happens very often. So I also did the math for another RNG they were using for like loot box systems, where it's like you get items and skins and shit like that in loot boxes, and it basically adds up to that system, but you get a lot of duplicates in that. So they just reuse the RNG from that system into the Mystery Heroes. And I found that out through math.
Fuck math.
I love math.
I don't.
I'm really good at math.
I'm really bad at math.
But men are supposed to be better at math.
Don't assume my gender based on my math skills, David. God. No.
Well, if I was assuming your gender based off your math skills, I'd assume you're a woman.
Yeah, and I'd be okay with that. Because it's 2017 and Wonder Woman's doing well.
I saw a lot of things about that, like how people were like complaining about the Ghostbusters movie that was fucking garbage.
Well, the Ghostbusters movie, sorry to interrupt, but that movie wasn't bad because of the women. That movie was bad because of the writers.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. It's like a lot of people, like, when the people were like saying like it was a bad movie, a lot of people were like, oh, you just don't like it because it's women. And it's like, no, I don't like
I'd
it
be
because it was
totally
a bad movie.
into that, actually, but like... It's the cast was the funniest part of the movie. They're funny people. It's just that the writing was just anus.
The writing was anus. The story wasn't great.
I didn't even end up seeing it. It didn't look funny to me.
Yeah.
When I see a trailer for a comedy and it doesn't make me laugh, I don't see that movie.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't just a political move. It was like, this looks like stupid. I don't want to. I don't want to spend my $13.99 or whatever the Christ it is now.
13 something.
Yeah, and so like that's that's just, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, why would you spend money on something you're not going to?
I'm not gonna give in to the machine that's pumping out trash.
Yeah, I'm not going to give in to the SJWs or whatever the fuck they're called, Social Justice Warriors. Social Justice Workers, I like to call them. And they're like bullshit political agenda. It's like, oh, you don't like this because of women. And it's like, no, I like women. I just don't like this movie because it was garbage.
I'm a huge fan of women, so much so that I like to touch them. But I'm not going to go see a Ghostbusters movie that sucks.
Yeah. Why would I subject myself to that?
Like, do people... Fuck.
That was awesome.
No!
I can't believe that hit you.
Roy!
What were you saying?
I'm gonna shove this in my ass. The second... Like, do people forget that the second Ghostbusters movie happened? Because that movie apparently sucks. I've never even seen it because Michael told me to never watch it.
I've seen it. It's not great.
It sounded kind of cool on paper, but I'm sure it sucks.
Like, it's not bad. It's just not great comparatively.
Well, yeah, because the first one's like lightning in a bottle. It's just,
yeah.
it's excellent.
And they tried to capture that again, but you just can't.
And so that's why...
Like, there's a lot of plot devices in the second one that make no fucking sense. Like, they ride the Statue of Liberty to fight against the bad guy.
Nice. See, that's pretty stupid.
Yeah.
And I can get behind that if it was a crappy B from the franchise.
Yeah.
But when you come out of the gate with goddamn Ghostbusters, who are you gonna call? Like, that shit's, like, iconic.
Yeah.
And it's damn funny. Like, I gotta say, one of my favorite theater-going experiences... I've talked about this before on the show, but one of my favorite theater-going experiences... I don't know if you were there, but we went to see on the 30th or 25th, one of the anniversaries of Ghostbusters. They were, like, re-screening it.
Yeah.
And so we went to go see it. And it was, like, screened in, like, a big theater and all that. And it was, like, packed. Like, the place wasn't, like, sold out or anything, but it was, like very busy for a movie that came out, like, years and years ago. And so, like, clearly everyone there had, like, seen already.
Yeah.
And so everyone was, like, laughing and, like, busting a gut laughing at, like, the funny moments and, like reacting to, like, the scary stuff. And it was, like, people were just right into it. And it was, like, one of my favorite theater-going experiences ever. Like, because the whole crowd was just vibing on it, and it was just fantastic. And you just don't see that very often. And so, like... That's pretty crazy that many years later, a movie that everyone in that room probably has seen was that, like, interesting to elicit a reaction. And then they come out with this just trash, and it's like, oh, look, it's the same. And they're like, it's not, though. And even if it was, I don't want the same.
Are you talking about the second one or
the new one?
The new one, yeah.
But well, and then as far as the second one goes, that's just a cash grab. But like, you can. There is the prime example of. Sometimes you can have the same cast, the same creative team, the same everything, and still fuck up, is the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Oh, fuck.
So, like, just, like, look at that as your shining example of, like, that was with everybody involved, and it was just junk. And so, like...
Well, it's like, why would you make a fucking Christmas movie out of Star Wars? That's just cash grab right there.
Well, yeah. But, like, Star Wars is a cash grab.
Yeah.
It exists to sell toys. It was pitched that way initially, even.
So I did see the new Ghostbusters. I didn't... So here's the thing about the new Ghostbusters. It's not a bad movie.
But it's not a good movie.
If you forget Ghostbusters exists.
Yeah.
Which is not what they wanted to do. They wanted to be like, oh, Ghostbusters is just as good if women were...
Fuck!
Were the actors.
Right.
But it's like, I had to forget the original Ghostbusters existed to justify this being an okay movie.
Well, and the weird thing is like, they seemingly couldn't decide if it was a reboot or a remake, or...
Yeah. And
so it was like, well, what is this?
It was...
I'm getting, like, just fucked, by the way.
I was getting fucked when I came back. But yeah, it's a reboot. Because the only same things that exist within that universe is there's 4 of them, one of them's black.
It's still Ernie Hudson, like,
no.
in a wig. That'd be amazing.
No,
he's the only guy who I see at Fan Expo every year.
And they have...
and he's just like, yeah, I'm a Ghostbuster.
Yeah. So there's the 4 of them. One's black. They have a receptionist who was Chris Hemsworth.
Yes.
Which was dumb. 'Cause he was just eye candy, pretty much.
Yeah, which I'm okay with. Chris Hemsworth's a handsome man.
Fuck, is he ever?
And honestly, like, it's about time that men got sexually objectified.
Yeah. Like, fucking Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth, and fucking on a lesser scale, Liam Hemsworth, his brother. I could just stare at photos of them.
But yeah, it's like
those 3 and more. Like Chris Pratt, holy shit. But like being a bi male is fucking... It's like Christmas nowadays.
The thing with Chris Hemsworth is that he doesn't get... Because he's in all these popcorn flicks, you don't really get to see it, but he's actually a good actor.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And like when you're being Thor, it's kind of hard because you're just like a dude with a hammer. You're just standing there. And he's kind of supposed to be stupid, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, you don't really get to see him shine, but, like, for anyone who, like, wants to become a fan of Chris Hemsworth, watch Rush. That fucking movie...
Still never seen that movie.
It's so good. I've seen it like 100 times. That was my favorite movie of 2013. Another amazing theater experience where, like, a friend of mine went, and the two of us, like, didn't talk during the movie because that's a cardinal sin and you should be killed.
Yeah.
But, like, so we had not seen a trailer, we had not seen anything. All I knew going in is that it was about race cars and that Ron Howard made it. And I was like, cool, I like Ron Howard as a filmmaker. I'm probably going to like this. Let's check it out. So we went, and it wasn't it was kind of empty because it was, like, a couple weeks into its run. And so the theater was, like, pretty quiet and stuff, and we were just watching the movie, and then by the end of it, it was one of those, like, you realize you've been gripping the seat the whole time kind of thing, and you're like, and I was, like, catching my breath, and then I just, like, look at my friend, she's looking at me, and I was like, that was fucking amazing. And she's like, yeah, right? Like, it was just like oh my god, like, such an unexpected, like, hit for us. And so then we went and saw it the next night, again, and then I bought it when it first came out, and I just watched it a lot, and it's like about, for anyone who doesn't know, it's like about James Hunt and Niki Lauda's 1971 Formula One season, because they had this, like, really cinematic rivalry between the two of them, like, these real guys.
I'd like to point out that we kind of had like had a rush moment just earlier where we kept bouncing off each other and hitting each other and, like, while we're racing.
Yeah, true. So, like, James Hunt is played by Chris Hemsworth in that movie, and he's really good. I would say he's kind of outshined a bit by Daniel Bruhl, who plays Niki Lauda, but it's really a special movie, and highly recommend if you want to.
I should see it at some point.
Want to check out some Chris Hemsworth action, and then on the same beat, don't watch Black Hat.
What the fuck's Black Hat?
That's a movie with Chris Hemsworth, directed by Michael Mann, who's a phenomenal filmmaker, but it's like his latest movie, and it is just so bad. Like, Chris Hemsworth plays a hacker.
Okay.
So right off the bat, you're like, what?
Yeah.
A detective or something like that, sure.
Yeah.
But he's a hacker. He's like a hacktivist, sort of.
Oh, like a white hat?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, and so the movie's called Black Hat. It's like, yeah, you know. And so it's like, And his character, I don't, I just don't buy Chris Hemsworth as he looks purely. Not, I'm sure he's a smart, normal dude. Hey, we got Larry.
Yeah.
But like,
I know this is the last one. I just wanted to see.
Yeah. As he looks like a guy who can't fucking read. And so
Yeah.
for me to buy him as a hacker is a little bit of a leap.
Yeah.
And so that movie right off the bat, I'm like, I don't know. And the shots, it just looked very ugly. It's not a very pretty movie.
Like,
I don't know. It's not very good.
Does he get naked?
I don't think so. Although he does in Rush.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. You see some Chris Hemsworth bum in Rush.
Ooh.
And he porks a few ladies. And because he's kind of a wild dude.
You can pork me any day.
Well, on that note, next time we'll turn on some other games, because we're not going to play this now.
Yeah, no, we're done with this for now.
But, yeah, we might play some Mario Kart again in the future. But thanks for watching these fun Mario Kart episodes.
Yeah, make sure to watch the one before this, where we talk about Batman a lot.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the best one so far.
Yeah. Or watch the other times that Emily and I played this. And maybe I was better then. I don't know. Because I stopped paying attention completely.